family and all these guys sitting back here on this stage, because this is the greatest moment of my life right here, and I hope we have many more. Thank you.
There we go. Tommy Craig, Brent Andrews.
This next ball player has put a lifetime into his career. He did not experience postseason play until last year when he became a Blue Jay. And I think when you ask yourself, who do you want up with the bases loaded, you'd say Pat Tabler, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you. I'd just like to thank my family for all their love and patience and happiness. The organization, Pat Gillick, Paul Beeston, Cito Gaston. It's been one hell of a ride. I love you all. Thank you to my teammates. I love all of you, the family out here. God bless Canada, and God bless the Toronto Blue Jays. Thank you.
There you go, Tabby.
Let's get our clubhouse man, Jeff Ross, up to say hello. Jeff? You've run out in these championship celebrations and came away the other day with sore ribs. How you feeling now?
Oh, I feel great. The pain's over with being here, and I've been here since the beginning, day one, and it's been a great feeling to finally win this one.
All right, all the best to you, Jeff. Looking forward to spring training. Jeff Ross, ladies and gentlemen.
When we talk about this next pitcher, what comes to mind is like father, like son. This gentleman had a great season, but I know he would be the first to tell you, with his 3 2/3 innings of scoreless relief in the World Series, he had a greater postseason. Ladies and gentlemen, how about a nice hand for Todd Stottlemyre?
First of all, I wouldn't leave her out, but I'm going to wait to thank my wife when I get home tonight. Canada not only has the best team in the world, but we got the best damn fans in the world. Thank you.
Let's get Mr. Ian Duff, a Torontonian, up here to say hello. Ian, come on up if you would, please, sir. Now, let me tell you, not one of the high-profile guys, but maybe the toughest assignment in the whole scheme of things here, and that's to kind of placate the losers over here in this visitors clubhouse when they come in and the Blue Jays beat them. Kind of a long season for some of those guys, huh?
Well, I've been here since day one, and I've had 3 celebrations in my clubhouse 3 different times. Finally, we got to do it to them. We're #1 now.
There you go, Ian Duff.
One thing that fans really have difficulty appreciating are the Blue Jays coaches, the people who put in so much time and effort to make a happening like this occur. And one of those coaches has not only been to a World Series, he's won an MVP award because in his first 2 at-bats, he hit 2 home runs. Ladies and gentlemen, Coach Gene Tennis. There you go, Gene.
I'd just like to thank the organization for giving me an opportunity to get back in the big leagues as a coach. I'd like to thank all these players because I know what it takes to get to the World Series and what it takes to win one. I'm very fortunate this was my 5th one. I know the hard work that these kids put in from spring training and the dedication that it takes to win. And I'd like to congratulate all those guys right here behind me. I'd like to congratulate the coaching staff, the work that they've done all year. Also like to take a minute to tell Cito Gaston the work that he's done. It's a pleasure working for a guy like Cito Gaston. He lets you do anything you want. I mean, basically, he lets you run everything. The organization, congratulations on your first one, and I hope it's just one of many. I want to thank all you fans. Without you people, it makes the job easier down here for these guys playing. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Gino. Way to go.
Well, Gino was with a World Series winner in 72, 82, now 92. Gino, you have a job in 02 if you want it. You can still get back here and be a part of it. Want to get this next young man just to get up and give a wave right here because that's what he requested to do. But one of the hard workers, you never hear too much out of him. He's a batting practice pitcher and coach. And I'm talking about Jesus Figueroa right there, one of the fine young gentlemen. Way to go, Jesus. Right beside him is our pitching coach, Galen Cisco, ladies and gentlemen. Galen, come on up here.
First of all, I'd like to thank the organization, the Toronto Blue Jays, and my wife for helping me make all those tough decisions. I think that I had probably the best pitching staff this year as I've ever had in 21 years of coaching. I think they're all great. And I'm sorry if we made anybody nervous during the playoffs and World Series. Thank you very much.
There you go, Galen.
One of the real joys for anybody is to see someone work extremely hard and then have everything culminate in one game, one series. This next ball player was in the Blue Jays minor league system for 6 years, 6 long years. He started out as a third baseman, then he was a first baseman, and then he was a catcher. What you've seen in the postseason, you can say MVP, MVP. Pat Borders, ladies and gentlemen.
We came up a little bit short in 1991. I think it's because of 2 players we attained over the winter. And you say MVP, you say most valuable player. These 2 guys helped us more on the bench and in the locker room before and after the games than anyone could help us on the field. I'm talking about Jack Morris and Dave Winfield. Those 2 right there should be the MVP of the World Series, not me. Thank you, fans, for cheering. We'll see you next year. We'll repeat it again.
Sully. If anybody around here has seen a white-tailed deer, tell him just to stand pat, because Sully will be there in a day or so. Our bullpen coach, John Sullivan. Sully?
Thank you, Tom. I'd just like to thank my family and everybody up here on this stage, I guess you would call it, for the great job they did this year. After 34 years, I finally got here. Thanks.
John Sullivan.
I think just seeing John Sullivan tells you how much everybody on this stage appreciates what's happening here today. This next gentleman appreciates it as well, and he made some fast friends here in Toronto over the last month and a half. He's someone who had 2 great homecomings. His first great homecoming was when he went back to Kansas City and he beat the Royals. That was his first one. His second homecoming was when he went back to New York City and he beat the New York Yankees. His third memorable homecoming, if you will, was just a couple of days ago in Atlanta, Georgia, when he helped beat the Atlanta Braves. A lot of you will forever remember wearing cone heads here at the Skydome for David Cone.
First thing I should say is thank you to Mr. Gillick for getting me over here. It was like I was hitchhiking on the side of the road and got a ride to the World Series. Unbelievable. Secondly, although it may be true that people on this stage are either American or Latin American, we still feel the pride of Canada. We see the flags. You don't have to be Canadian to feel that pride. Don't ever change. Thank you very much.
Rich, come on up here. Rich Hacker, third base coach Rich Hacker. Got to wave him home to a World's Championship, Rich.
Thank you, Tom. I'd just like to thank the organization for the opportunity to be here the last 2 years. I don't think there's an organization in professional baseball more dedicated to putting a winning product on the field. And you fans, 2 years in a row, 4 million fans, you're the best. And I'd also like to thank my family for being here today, and happy my kids are here with me. And to the players for what they did this year, I don't know how I could ever top this year for myself personally. They worked hard, they deserved it, just as you fans have worked hard and deserved it. Thank you again.
Thank you, Rich. I'll make this short and sweet. In 1985, he came up in July and he helped the Blue Jays to their first division title. And in 1992, he helped close down a World Series championship. Number 50, Tom Henke.
Thank you. I just have to thank God for giving me the ability to participate on this great team. I want to thank my family, my beautiful wife, Kathy, my kids who are sitting at home probably watching this on TV, all my friends here in Canada and in the States. I got to thank the organization for getting me over here from Texas. I also got to thank all the great players that are here. This is the greatest team I've ever played on in my life. And I want to thank the fans especially, because without the fans, I don't think we'd have been able to do it. It was your support that carried us through, and I want to thank you all very much. Thank you.
Very soon there's going to be an expansion draft, and there will be 2 more Major League Baseball teams. 16 years, the Blue Jays and the Seattle Mariners became a block in Major League Baseball. The Blue Jays selected as their very first player in that draft back in 1976, and now he's back here as a coach, Bob Baylor. Bobby, come on up. The first Blue Jay, ladies and gentlemen.
Thanks, Tom. Believe me, it was 16 years ago, because everybody that recognized me around Toronto now has gray hair like me, so it was 16 years ago. 16 years ago, I rode in the parade. The Grey Cup Parade is the first Blue Jay, and there was people out there supporting us then. They supported us through all those 100 lost seasons as Alfredo and